Alright, this is Captain Britain and MI13. Get it? It's like MI5 or MI6, except it is 13. MI13. This is part 3 of a story with loads of Draculas attacking England. I am terrified of Draculas, and I am not into this idea of them taking over me country. I didn't want a Dracula for a Prime Minister. I reckon we have had a few Prime Ministers now who have been Draculas. Theresa May was definitely a bit of a Dracula. Cameron maybe. Blair, he was a total Dracula. Tony Blair comes from Sedgefield, not that far from where I live. We have got this cover. It is a poster piece, really. Captain Britain by Michael Super Saiyan. I really like it. I like the art, but it's a crap cover for this issue. Captain Britain doesn't do much of anything, and the really annoying thing is that the next issue actually has another Michael Super Saiyan cover that is much more appropriate for this issue. This one is a random picture of Captain Britain flying in front of Big Ben. This is written by Doctor Who, and some of the art is by the fella who snuck loads of anti-Jew messages into Excellent Men. You have a lot of people bemoaning cancel culture and stuff nowadays. Like, who can forget when Tom Queen tried to start a campaign against one of Stanley Lee's little brothers? But you never ever have people coming along and saying that the artist who tried to subliminally say kill the Jews was unfairly cancelled. I find it to be fucking horrible and absolutely vile that an artist would abuse his position and that shitty editors like Gordon B. Shite didn't notice. They didn't notice what, at the very least, should have been noticed, regardless of the bigoted agenda behind it. They should have asked, what is this thing on Steelman's shirt? What does it say? Or request some art fixes so that the word jewellery isn't obscured in that specific way. This is Son of Nimrod, covering the hottest talking points of 5 years ago. There is Jack Staff. He sadly wasn't a main character in the book, despite being one of the more recognisable British superheroes. And he's written pretty out of character here. Basically, all the heroes are getting paranoid and restless because of all the Dracula attacks, and they didn't really know what to do. The Draculas have a flying sail barge, and I didn't think this is part of traditional Dracula myth. I didn't think Draculas fly around in magic boats. I hope not, anyway. I'm already spooked by Draculas. If you add nautical abilities to them, then they just get even scarier. I think the sequence from this issue that everyone remembers is when the Warren Fallis self-insert character, who has been written by someone other than Warren Fallis. He phones up the Avengers for help, and this was during Dark Regime, so Norman Osborn was in charge of the Avengers. And he basically says that he cannot help out, but that he sees a kindred spirit in Warren Fallis. Then we have a guest appearance from the better Avengers, the ones from Mighty Avengers. They are trying to enter England, but they have been blocked off by a magic dome. It is great to see the book utilise the Scarlet Witch who was on the team. Most of the guest appearances of the Dan Slott Mighty Avengers team, they didn't bother to touch on Scarlet Witch. And even Dan Slott didn't in the end. He just dropped it. One of the subplots is that Firespit, she is a Dracula. She was bitten by a Dracula a while ago, but she is trying to be a good Dracula. But her son, he is also a Dracula, and he is a bad Dracula. But he died, and now he has come back from the dead, and his return has caused conflict with Firespit. And she ends up, and by the way, this is a very sexy scene, despite the Draculas. This is where she, gets into being an evil Dracula. Very, very sexy stuff. And then we have our big action scene. Captain Britain, he inspects the force field surrounding Britain. And now the heroes, which include him, Wesley Snipes, Darth Knight, Warren Fallis, and a Muslim woman, they are going to fight the Draculas head on. They are met by Firespit, who they didn't realise has turned, and that she is leading them into a trap. They get surrounded by Draculas, and then the Muslim one, she charges in with her magic sword to fight them all, and it is a good showing for her. Or it would be if on the next page Firespit didn't slash her throat and kill her. This issue, this is one of the few times where I actually cannot identify which pages are which artists. I think I have found the ones that are the naughty artists. I think they are the ones with Norman Osborn and the Avengers. But it's quite well hidden alongside the regular art. It's not immediately obvious. That is what shared art duties should be like. They work together to create the illusion of one artist or a consistent whole. Loads of action. Captain Britain and Wesley Snipes escape. But the Draculas, they have won. I hope this isn't a fake out. It would be really insulting to say that this entire issue has been a dream. I would hate it if they said that a magical alien came along and made the Draculas experience a fantasy where their plan works and everything that happened in this issue didn't really happen. That would be a terrible way to start the next issue. An utterly terrible, terrible way to continue this story. I really cannot hope anymore that that doesn't happen. There is that cover that would be better for this issue. This one, this comic, I like it. The first time I read it, I liked it the most. But if you didn't see through the obvious lines that I drew, next issue totally invalidates this one, and it doesn't matter. None of this happened, so it is a waste of time. It is an enjoyable waste of time, but I cannot recommend it on the grounds that it is a waste of time. If I give this 7 thumbs up, does that still count? Because maybe the 7 thumbs up rating is part of the Alien Fantasy 2.